Hey Internet, this is Nate, and welcome back to Vampire Survivors. As the title suggests, a lot of people wondering how to kill the Reaper on the 1.0 patch. So I'm going to go through the easiest method possible, and you can do this with any character. I'm going to specifically pick who I think is the easiest character to do it with, which is Gallo. But you can do this with any character. You can do this at really any point in the game, as long as you have defeated the secret boss in Moongolow and unlocked the yellow sign. So the only requirement here is you need to have beaten the secret boss in Moongolow and gotten the secret sign. If you have done that, then you can follow this method. Again, here's the yellow sign. You can follow this method with any character, and it will work 100% of the time. So again, I'm going to do it with Gallo, but again, you can do it with anybody. We'll go to full 6 weapons. I prefer to do this on library. I think it's the easiest place to do it. It also means that you're guaranteed to get a tome, which will help with achieving the Red Death kill. But again, you can do it with any character. Let me turn off all of the unlocks here just so that I'm not doing anything weird. Do we have anything? Oh, no, we have no other things sealed. Okay, great. So we're going to take Gallo. We're going to go in the library. We're going to do it on normal. I'm going to even do it on hurry mode because it doesn't really matter. You don't have to. You don't have to use limit break. You don't need anything like this. You just need, basically, yeah, you need to have defeated the boss in Moongolow, which will then generate the 4 extra item pickups. And at that point, you can do this with any character. So what I would recommend for Arcanas is probably just Awake to live longer. But you can really get anything here. It doesn't really matter. You can also, if you want to like speed things up, get Mad Groove. But again, it doesn't really matter what Arcanas you get. And the whole strategy is very simple. You need to get either Lancet or Laurel, preferably both. You max them out. And let's see, we'll just grab something. We'll grab Axe, doesn't really matter. We see something that'll do damage. And once you get either Lancet or Laurel fully maxed, then you get the items that are the rings for the Lancet, or the 2 different Metaglios for the Laurel, and evolve those weapons. So again, I'll kind of walk through it really quickly. We are not leveling super well because I took Axe as my weapon and did not take the blow things up on freeze. That's just fine. We'll take Whip. That'll help. Whip will be good. So again, there's no requirement in terms of power-ups or unlocks. I guess you will have needed to have unlocked either Lancet or Laurel to do this. And again, my recommendation is do both. Get Lancet and Laurel together. It makes it much easier. But yeah, either one of them can kill the Reaper pretty easily. I don't know. We can grab Clover. Doesn't really matter. And all we're doing right now is just leveling up as quickly as we can. Trying to do it as simply and more straightforward as possible. We can grab Bracelet. That's a nice, easy one. We really just need to get Laurel though. Sure, we can evolve the Whip. Okay, we'll grab the tome. I know there's a tome for free on the map. It doesn't matter. We're just trying to make sure we're playing well enough that we can survive until the late game. And apart from that, just having Lancet Laurel is enough. And so basically you can do this. I mean, I've done runs now where I've speed run getting through the Moongolow. So if you're not sure on how to do that, just watch my world record speed run. That'll show you how to get the yellow sign as quickly as possible. Basically, all you have to do to get the yellow sign is finish Moongolow, and then get through the post-Moongolow challenge. That's it. There's not really a lot else you need to do. And then you'll get the yellow sign after you defeat a little mini boss. It's not really defeat, it's more like survive the mini boss. And then once you get the yellow sign, these extra, the rings and the Metaglios will appear on every single map. That's really it. That's like, there's nothing else you need to do to unlock it. It used to be back when you had to do the Clarici method, which is the one a lot of people refer to when they look at my guide. When you had to do the Clarici method, it was a lot more involved, and you needed a lot more power-ups and all kinds of stuff. You don't need like any of that anymore. Keep going. We just need to get, you know what we should start doing is banishing weapons or re-rolling until we get the re-rolling until we get Lancet. Or sorry, Laurel. We already have Lancet. But I'm playing this on hurry mode, hyper mode, and curse. You definitely do not need to do that. You can play this just on normal mode, and you'll be just fine. The reason I picked Gallo anyway is literally just because he starts with Lancet, so it just makes things a little bit faster. But you can play with anybody. You can do this with frickin' Toasty, so it doesn't matter. More bracelets. The other thing that was tough about the Clarici method is you couldn't do it on hurry mode, because you would die too quickly. You had to do it on hyper, or would you even do it on hyper? Yeah, you do it on hyper, so you'd level up enough, but you wouldn't do it on hurry. So then you'd have this massive commitment of like trying to kill the Reaper using the method, and it would be like a crapshoot if you would actually be able to do it or not. And the reason why this works, by the way, is that, and why it didn't work in the past. In the past, Lancet and Laurel had no evolutions. The rings and Metaglios hadn't been added to the game yet. And so there was actually no, like the only legitimate way to kill the Reapers was either doing this exploit, which again, it's an exploit. It's manipulating Clarici's massive area of effect, combined with the fact that enemies scale based on your level when they appear, so that you could do a lot of damage and kill the Reaper very quickly with Rune Tracer. But because that, again, because there was no other way to deal that significant amount of damage in such a short time. So then once the rings and the Metaglio got added, and they allowed for the evolution of the Lancet and Laurel, both Lancet and Laurel evolutions are able to do enough damage to kill the Reaper, and it just happens to be that they both also are really good at helping you survive. So the way that it works is for the Lancet path, Lancet does... do we have a full whip already? I think we do. We'll get... yeah. For the Lancet path, Lancet's evolve effect is that every time the Lancet goes off... we don't really need duplicator here. Every time the Lancet goes off, it halves the health of enemies. So eventually, as it continues to level higher and higher and higher, And we're gonna grab Mad Groove here for speed. Now I do want to get something. What do we even want to get? I don't even know what I want to get for artifacts here, or for accessories. We can get Duplicator. That's fine. And now we just need Laurel and something else. But yeah, so Lancet's is every time Lancet goes off, it halves the health of the enemy. So eventually, Lancet will just reduce the health of the Reaper until you can kill him with regular weapons. Usually takes about like a minute and a half. A minute to a minute and a half, depending on your cooldown, to kill the Reaper with just Lancet by itself. The problem with just Lancet by itself is that during that time, it's very easy for the Reaper to just like straight up... we'll just get a Tract Orb. Straight up kill you with the fact that it kills you in one hit. So it's pretty risky to do it that way. There's Laurel. Laurel only also works because Laurel's evolution reduces damage that you take down to 10. That's the most damage you can take at once is 10 damage. And it also... Oh, we have all of our items now. We can just grab all these. Oh, excuse me. One thing to be cautious of is that these items, the Metaglios and the rings, they do make the cloaks appear, and the cloaks are kind of jerks. So just be cautious that you don't accidentally die to the cloaks when you are collecting everything. But that's really the only major risk. We can grab Lightning Ring here, it's fine. But yeah, so Laurel helps in two ways. So Laurel helps by keeping you alive because it protects you from damage. It reduces the maximum damage taken to 10. So even if the Reaper does hit you, he's not going to one-shot you. And then the third thing that it does is when it explodes, it does damage to enemies nearby. And for Reapers, that damage is multiplied by, I think, 100,000. So you end up doing like hundreds of thousands of damage to the Reaper with Laurel, which is kind of hilarious. But so you end up killing him really, really quickly with the Laurel damage. And you'll see that once we get to the Reaper and you just look at how much damage, it's like absolutely insane how much damage you end up doing with Laurel. Probably the hardest part about this is just being able to get enough levels, because in order to evolve the Lancet and the Laurel, you do need to fully level up. For Lancet, you need to fully level up both rings to level 9, and for Laurel, you need to level up both Metaglios all the way to level 9, which can be a little bit tricky. But if you're able to manage that, then the path from there is pretty straightforward. So now we've got pretty much all of our weapons fully maxed. We can evolve the Lightning Ring. I think our weapons are. Yeah, weapons are all fully maxed. We still have some accessories that need to get maxed, and then we need to level up the rings and the Metaglios. But we should have enough time for that. Also, we killed some of the capes. That's really good. Love killing capes. They're not very nice. It always feels good to kill a cape for emotional reasons. So we're just going to focus on leveling up right now. Again, you don't have to max either of them. You can just pick either evolving Lancet or Laurel, and the other can just, or you could choose to evolve one of them if you're having trouble getting enough levels. Just get enough levels to evolve one of them by getting either just the rings or just the Metaglios, but get both of them so that you survive very easily. But either one can kill the Reaper by itself. Either evolved weapon can. You don't need both evolved. I'll evolve them both because it makes it go a lot faster. But again, you don't have to. You can evolve just one of them and it's enough. And then you just have the other to help you stay alive longer. Yeah, I've got quite a bit of Metaglio and rings to level still. We can honestly just stand still for a little while. The weapons will do enough to kill everything. Nothing can hit us because our weapons are so powerful. But yeah, I mean, you might, just depending on what power-ups you have and what character you choose, you might have to be like moving around and dodging a lot more than I do. But as it is, we'll just level things and then chill. And it's also one of the reasons why I like taking Mad Groove, is it makes it so you don't have to wander around collecting XP all the time. The Mad Groove will do that for you. Let's see if this guy can even hit us. He can't even kill us. Poor, poor little boss man. Can't get through our Laurel shield. The other kind of older method that people did for a little while is when Toasty came out. Toasty has a secret that at level 200, well, level 100 she gains massive amounts of HP, and at level 200 she gains massive amounts of armor. So if you could level her all the way to level 200, then she is technically not invincible, but it's like if you have enough regen, she's invincible. You can't kill her. And that was the other method people did. That was pretty fun. Lita could also do it, but it was tougher with Lita. You had to do some like very, very precise movements in the dairy plant to make it work. Yeah, honestly, it doesn't really matter. We'll take Tragic Princess. We're getting it. Really, it's unimportant. Probably Blood Astronomia would have been better, but it's fine. Next chest will evolve the Laurel, because we have both Metaglios fully maxed. Also, fun fact, the Metaglios will always end up in that top left corner. Which is kind of funny. There we go, this Crimson Shroud. So Crimson Shroud, and I'll go back and show you the text after, but Crimson Shroud reduces all damage taken maximum 10. And it also does damage, retaliation damage, whenever your Lancet layers get destroyed. And that's what's going to end up doing a lot of damage to the Reapers. That's a lot of stone masks. And we'll get, I think the final chest will be from the level 25, or the 25-minute level. Gosh, the 25-minute boss. And by then we'll be ready to evolve the Lancet as well. Only need 2 more levels before then. It's kind of funny because in many ways I've been playing this game on Xbox the whole time because I use an Xbox 360 controller. But now it's officially released on Xbox and people are playing Xbox controllers with an actual Xbox. So I was the OG Xbox Vampire Survivors player from a certain point of view. I've had these Xbox 360 controllers since like 2013 or something like that. We got them when we first moved to Germany. I guess that'd be 2015. Infinite Corridor. Every time it goes around, that like rainbow that happens is halving the health of all the enemies. So if you do it enough times, eventually the Reaper, you know, he starts off with like, I think it's 600,000 HP per level. So here he's gonna have, what, like 60 million HP? So every time it gets halved, so then it's 30 million, 15 million, 7 million, And eventually it gets low enough that you're only having to use like a few thousand damage to kill him, and then your weapons just kill him. But the other option is just that your Laurel, the red cape, just does hundreds of thousands of damage every time it breaks, and that also is a way to kill the Reaper quickly. Get him! About a minute left, and then the Reaper will show up. I'm really glad they added the auto pick weapon levels once you've maxed everything. I'm not even gonna grab the chest, it's just a waste of time at this point. Now keep in mind, with the method that I'm doing now, it will unlock Red Death, it will get the achievement of killing the Reaper, but it also will summon the Grey Reaper, who will automatically kill you. If you want to kill the Red Death, but still have the chance to kill more of them, if you want to kill multiple Reapers, you have to use one of the other methods, like the Clarici method or the Toasty method. Basically, you just can't have an evolved Lancet or Laurel. If you have the evolved Lancet or Laurel, it's going to kill him the way that I just described. Here we go. So you see, like, that damage from the exploding Laurel is like really huge. He'll get out from being frozen, take a whole bunch of damage again, and he's dead. There you go. That's it. And then you get the clock, because you killed the Reaper with Infinite Corridor or the Red Cloak. Then the Silver Reaper comes and will kill you. And as I said, I did this with Galio, or with Gallo. I would say Galio. Galio's from Lord of Lord of the Legends. Oh my gosh, I'm mixing things up all over the place. From League of Legends. Gallo is his name. But you can do this with anybody. Any character can do this. And again, if you have not unlocked him already, what I just did will unlock Red Death as a new character. Yeah, so if you look at the weapon descriptions, so Evolve Laurel, it caps incoming damage to 10, and it retaliates damage when losing charges, and that retaliation damage is scaled by several hundreds of thousand when you're fighting against the Reaper. And then Infinite Corridor is the same as regular one, but you also have that having the enemy damage every time the clock makes its way all the way around. And with that, that's the whole guide. That is the by far easiest and most straightforward method of killing the Reaper. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. See you later.